Nancy Guthrie, 84, vanished from her Tucson home, leaving the nation puzzled. Known as the devoted matriarch of the Guthrie family, her disappearance sparked concern and speculation. But behind her calm, unwavering presence lay a secret life that stretched over decades. Friends and family saw only the steadfast mother and grandmother, never suspecting that Nancy had hidden a parallel existence. Recent discoveries reveal a story that blends love, secrecy, and deception. A mysterious package arriving days after her disappearance has unlocked a hidden world, showing that Nancy's life was far more complex than anyone imagined. A life of duty and resilience. Nancy's life in Tucson was defined by responsibility. After her husband Charles died suddenly in 1989, leaving her a widow at 47 with 3 teenagers, she became the pillar of the family. She raised Savannah, Annie, and Cam while managing part-time bookkeeping jobs and volunteering at her church. Neighbors recall her tireless commitment and gentle guidance, turning her modest home in the Catalina foothills into a sanctuary. Her children admired her fortitude. Savannah often attributed her own drive to her mother's influence. Nancy faced hardship head-on, never complaining, and always prioritizing her family's stability over personal desires. The mysterious package. The first indication that something was amiss arrived on February 6, 2026, when an unmarked envelope was delivered to Savannah's New York apartment. Inside was a faded photograph of a younger Nancy standing with an unfamiliar man outside a cafe in Santa Fe. On the back, handwriting read, "Ask about Elena." The photo, dated 1992, 3 years after their father's death, left the siblings stunned. "Who's Elena?" Annie whispered during a video call, her voice trembling. Cam was equally shocked. The envelope hinted at a secret world Nancy had meticulously concealed. This single photograph became the key that would unravel decades of hidden life and unexpected choices. Meeting Victor Ramirez, Nancy's secret life began in 1991 during a solo church retreat in Santa Fe. Still grieving Charles, she met Victor Ramirez, a 45-year-old Mexican-born artist and gallery owner. Victor had fled political unrest in the 1980s and built a new life in New Mexico, running a gallery and painting vivid Southwest landscapes. They bonded over shared losses, and what began as friendship grew into a quiet romance. Nancy returned to Tucson but carried the memory of Victor and the life he offered. She concealed her feelings, prioritizing her children, but started making weekend trips to Santa Fe under the guise of church retreats. The birth of Elena Victor nicknamed Nancy Elena, after a character in a Mexican novel symbolizing a hidden part of her identity. Under this alias, Nancy became deeply involved in Victor's gallery, assisting with operations, curating shows, and even showcasing her own paintings. She created a new persona, adventurous, playful, and unburdened by Tucson's expectations. Elena represented the woman Nancy could never fully express in her life, as mother and widow. Over the years, she carefully balanced both worlds, nurturing her family in Tucson while exploring her creativity and freedom in Santa Fe. Locals knew Elena as a quiet, sharp-eyed partner, unaware of her true identity. Financial footprints. By 1995, Nancy's double life had a financial dimension. Using bookkeeping skills from her Tucson jobs, she funneled small amounts into Elena's gallery. These deposits were modest, ranging from $200 to $500, but they symbolized her commitment to Victor's work. She also obtained a New Mexico driver's license and a P.O. box, establishing legitimacy for her alter ego. This careful planning allowed Elena to thrive independently. The gallery community never connected Elena to the Guthries, and Nancy's children remained oblivious. Her dedication to both worlds reflected a delicate balance. Family duties at home and personal freedom in Santa Fe, a tension that would eventually become central to the mystery. Life as two women. Nancy's life as Elena allowed her to experience passions she had long suppressed. She attended late-night parties, debated art and philosophy, and painted freely, while Tucson Nancy maintained her disciplined, nurturing routine. She called Savannah regularly, offered guidance, and attended family events, never hinting at her alternate identity. This dual existence required meticulous planning and emotional endurance. Victor recalled that Nancy felt guilty for hiding Elena from her family but feared disrupting their sense of stability. For decades, she successfully navigated these separate worlds, a feat few could imagine until cracks began to appear in the 2000s. Cracks in the facade. By the 2000s, Nancy's health began to decline, revealing vulnerabilities that threatened her secrecy. Chronic pain and heart issues sometimes led to missed medication, especially during Santa Fe visits. Victor encouraged her to disclose her double life, but Nancy refused. She wanted to remain the dependable mother her children relied on, afraid that truth would shatter their image of her. Arguments between Nancy and Victor surfaced as she struggled with guilt and anxiety. Pandemic lockdowns intensified her internal conflict, and encrypted messages revealed her fear of being watched in Tucson. These tensions foreshadowed the disappearance that would later capture public attention. Evidence emerges. Investigators discovered Elena's existence through financial records, gallery documents, and Victor's testimony. Elena Ramirez had been a silent partner in the gallery since 1995, with bank accounts reflecting Nancy's careful contributions. Love letters hidden behind a painting revealed decades of private communication between Nancy and Victor. They recounted her struggles, joys, and devotion to both worlds. The FBI meticulously documented these findings, realizing Nancy's vanishing was tied to her complex secret life. A December 2025 wire transfer of $5,000 to Mexico suggested potential blackmail. Her meticulous dual existence now appeared vulnerable, with possible exposure triggering her disappearance. Reactions from the family. The revelation of Elena rocked the Guthrie family. Savannah, often composed on air, broke down after reading Victor's full statement. Annie clutched old photographs, trying to reconcile the image of their mother with the daring Elena. Cam struggled to comprehend the decades of secrets, while grief and shock were palpable. They also acknowledged Nancy's courage in maintaining her family's stability while nurturing her hidden identity. Close friends described her actions as a quiet rebellion, an assertion of autonomy after the early loss of her husband, a quest for fulfillment she had never openly sought. The search intensifies. Authorities are investigating the disappearance as potentially linked to blackmail or personal vendettas. The Mexico wire transfer, odd Tucson sightings, and possible gallery rivalries suggest external motives. The FBI is tracing Nancy's movements, interviewing Santa Fe acquaintances, and canvassing Tucson for clues. Victor's gallery, once a quiet haven, has become a focal point for journalists and locals sharing memories of Elena's kindness and artistry. Evidence points toward a personal, targeted abduction rather than a random act, highlighting the high stakes of Nancy's concealed life and the lengths someone might go to exploit her secrets. Conclusion: a life unraveled. Nancy Guthrie's story is one of resilience, love, and secrecy. For over 3 decades, she balanced the demands of family with a hidden life as Elena, an artist and partner to Victor Ramirez in Santa Fe. Her disappearance now raises pressing questions about motives, vulnerability, and the costs of living a double life. As investigators trace financial, social, and personal threads, the truth continues to unfold. Nancy's story resonates not only as a family drama but as a testament to human complexity, the desire for freedom and expression, the weight of responsibility, and the profound consequences of secrets kept for decades.